Previously on Twin Portals.
The Silver Waves of Justice accepted a quest from Lord Renaer Neverember, who bid them deal with a dragon problem south of Neverwinter. Swoge has been tasked with taking care of a pair of black dragons who have been attacking travelers along the high road. Furthermore, their draconic allies from Mr. E's Way of the Balanced Scales recently went missing in the same area. Swoge and their new henchmen, the Ripples, have been kitted out with dragon hunting gear, and following a few days' travel and one land shark brawl, they near a likely lair for dragons, the Mere of Dead Men.
So, you all finished dealing with Lochlina, the apothecary, after saving her from a horde of stampeding bullets. And as you're leaving your camp, the Jolly Gents are already busy hacking up the slain bullets and grilling them. There's a kind of nutty, steaky smell in the air. It's mealtime, so they're just taking a break to do that, traveling rations. And behind you, strolling up the high road, is your long-lost, a few days lost, friend, Lark Wavesilver.
Lark!
Hey, everybody!
Zay runs and hugs him around the waist.
What's the cut of Lark's jib right now?
He's cheerful, like usual.
Lark, are you hungry?
Very.
Have you ever sampled a roasted bullet?
I never have. Wait, I thought we liked bullets.
Yeah, Zay can't bring herself to have any. Although normally she's up for new delicacies.
This is not one.
Yeah, she just keeps thinking of shaleheart and pouting a little.
That's fair.
Yeah, are you eating shaleheart?
Well, not shaleheart. These ones did try to nom on us, and in self-defense they were slain, and we just couldn't waste good meat. Anyway, shish kebab?
Yes, please.
It's just one. The rest of them are fine. They left.
It's just one.
Yeah.
But they're big.
It tastes kind of like hazelnut and steak.
Earthy.
Yeah. Steak and hazelnut.
It's got a good mouthfeel.
Like
Nice.
Meaty Nutella.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Meatella.
You ever had Nutella on steak?
That
Sounds really good.
terrible.
I like it.
Meatella.
Oh, it's like Vegemite.
Just dip your steak in your Nutella.
Gross.
It's like the worst fondue I
You
can
still
think
want
of.
to try it? Lark?
So what do y'all do?
All right.
Lark looks clean.
I go over to Lark and I'm patting him on the shoulder a little bit, and then I just, touching his head a little bit, and then I pull up his eyelid to see how his eyes are, if they're still got that big cloudy thing that I remember from the last time I saw
No,
him.
he looks healthy.
Oh. Yep, we just do this now. This is my new greeting.
I do it back. Hi, I guess.
I slap him away. No explanation.
Scoot in the bath. Yeah.
No.
Lark, where did you reappear?
Just a little ways down the high road. The Raven Queen dropped me off. I'm not sure why she didn't bring me all the way here,
I
but
was just wondering that too.
To let you walk and think and get your bearings.
just a little time to decompress, I guess.
Yeah, it takes about 5 minutes before your blood gets really oxygenated from movement, so that was probably what that. Just wanted you in fighting shape when you got here.
Oh yeah, she's so thoughtful that way.
Or eating shape.
Sure.
Nutella?
Please, thanks.
Can I roll something to be sure this is Lark?
Yes. Roll insight. Or nature.
I checked his eyes. I think he's probably fine, but...
Ooh.
26.
Yes, this is definitely Lark, but something seems different about him. Just a little bit. There's like something about his aura.
Lark,
Seems a little more still.
there's a little something about you that's different. What happened while you were with the Raven Queen?
Well, she showed me all around the sepulcher, and she told me a bunch of really cool stories about souls that she had collected and memories that she's preserving. But also, probably more importantly, is she connected my soul to my hat, because this is a problem that clones have, is that because you're cloned, you start to kind of come apart and fall to pieces. So anyway, she needed to connect my soul to my hat. So that's what we were doing. Took a while.
I falter in my concertina playing a little bit, and then I keep playing.
So your hat is even more precious than ever?
Yes, very much so. It's like an anchor. So I need to make sure that it never leaves my head.
And that will help maintain your body?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
That's how I understood it.
You don't know the exact science of it.
Yeah, it's a little unclear, but that's roughly my understanding.
She
Is it
didn't give you a pamphlet or anything.
No, yeah, there's no literature involved.
Is it Fantasy December right now?
No,
No.
It's like September.
This one. Okay. Normally the hat on and off thing is never mind.
How kind of her.
Yeah, she was really nice.
I'm like kind of poking around his hat and inspecting because this sounds similar to Ilka's mechanism but different. So she's very curious.
It is related.
Yeah.
She mentioned.
Yeah.
Because
Because I was separated briefly from my concertina, and y'all noticed me kind of coming unglued around the edges after a few days.
She thinks that it's a fault in the cloning process that Manchun developed, and so she's guessing that all clones have such anchors.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Including Nancy.
Yeah, if he's a clone, which we
Is this like a mass-produced phylactery type thing?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
So it's like, baby lich?
It might be. I don't know.
But Nancy might have a something.
Yeah.
If we can get away from him.
That was her guess anyway. She also said that there's some magic items under the mirror that were created by one of her rivals, another god of the dead, but a bad one, whose name is Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
Or Miracle.
Miracle.
Yeah. So she would really like us to destroy those and any of his followers. He's like a god of the dead, but one who's like about rot and decay and badness, as opposed to like memory, like her.
So we've been given a local quest along with our other
Well, I
quests.
mean, we're headed that way. It's just a thing. Like we're there,
Yeah.
just a little extra intel. Hey, what have you guys been up to?
We met this little herbalist who had a satchel full of shark bait, and then the sharks tried to eat her.
Is the herbal? Is she still here?
She's back there having some steak too, yeah. Kind of on her own.
Did the Raven Queen give you any insight as to how we could identify these cultists?
Nope, we didn't talk about it.
Okay.
That would have been a good question for you to ask, but I didn't follow up.
That's why we make a good team. That's why we shouldn't separate.
Well, as you all recollect the last few days and catch up and relax for a little bit after your harrowing experience, the day turns to night, and in the morning again, you set off down south. Any last steps on the way?
Just taking my hit points back is all.
We're all long rested.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me the name of the herbalist.
Lochlina.
She's coming with us.
No, she's staying behind.
Oh. Then I'm going to erase her name. No, I'm going to keep it. Great.
How close does it seem like we are to the mirror?
More than a day, between 1 and 2 days.
Okay, I transform
your
into a
reckoning.
raven and start scouting.
And as you all begin your journey southward, towards the end of the day, it's a pretty peaceful day. It rains a little, it goes away. The road is very quiet. The wind blows. There aren't many trees or rocks along the stretch of the road. It's very open to the ocean wind. So you all need to button up a little bit. And Zay, towards the end of the day, as you're flying, you're the first one to... Well, roll perception for me, please.
3 plus whatever a raven's bonus would be.
Sure. So what you pick up is just a sound on the wind blowing towards you. That kind of sounds like a... and kind of like a... Those two sounds kind of overlapping each other, like a sound of rushing water and a sort of like rhythmic pumping sound coming from the edge of the cliffside by the ocean in a little stand of rocks.
I silently fly closer to try to observe what's happening on the edge of the cliff.
Roll stealth. And you all see Zay take off towards the cliff.
20.
20.
Dirty 20.
And you see like a small cave about 20 feet below the edge of the cliff with a rickety wooden staircase kind of winding down the cliff face towards it, like switchbacking down to it. From this cave mouth, it's maybe like 15 feet wide. There's just a current, like a gout of brackish brown water shooting out of the side of the cliff, like a maybe 5 foot by 5 foot stream of water, just gushing out of the cliffside. And there's like a path that leads into the cave next to it.
Okay, so there appears to be a stairway ladder type thing leading down to a path next to what may or may not be a river of some sort.
Right.
But it's
with
brackish.
a loud pumping noise coming out of the cave.
Loud pumping.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to fly closer to the cave, keep being wary of whether I might be seen.
Sure. With your crow eyes, as you kind of alight on the railing.
I'm a raven.
Raven, excuse me. My mistake. Inside the cave, you see some kind of magical device, like a big old 10-foot. Looks like a magic pump of some kind. It's sitting in the water, shooting water out of it super fast. Like there's kind of still water dammed behind it, and then it's shooting out. And around this device are what look like 3 wizards or monks of some kind. They're all wearing robes, and they all have masks, and each one is wearing a different colored mask, kind of imitating different dragonkin. One's wearing a white mask, and one's wearing a red mask, and one's wearing a blue mask.
Chromatic dragons.
Well, presumably.
You say 3 dragons?
3 people.
Oh, 3 people.
Wearing dragon masks.
Red, white, and blue. No, wait, what? What colors are they?
Red, white, and blue.
Oh,
Yep.
red, white, and blue.
Yep. And occasionally one of them raises a hand and whoosh, just some kind of arcane gesture over the pump apparatus, and it kind of revs up.
Okay, I fly back to my companions to tell them what I have discovered. So I transform back into a halfling.
Whoosh.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, so up ahead there seems to be some sort of opening in the cliff face, and there what looks like 3 wizards with a magical device pumping brackish water out of the side of the cliff. Perhaps, are we close enough to the mirror that it could be related to draining the swamp?
Are we close? How the mirror is still a couple days away? You said
It's within a day.
in a day.
Ish. You can't see it from where you are, but
Okay.
that's
Because if there's evil items at the bottom of it, maybe they're trying to.
Drain it and get to them.
I don't know. I'm just making things up as we go along. It was just
Maybe it's just a local
Potentially.
water treatment facility.
could be.
Septic tank.
Yeah.
Should we further investigate or continue on?
I love septic tanks. I think we should go.
Yeah, we should definitely investigate.
We could swim.
we haven't had
Did
any
the water-
stormwater related adventures in a long time, you guys.
Did the
It's
water
true.
smell bad, or was it simply brackish?
I think back to when I was in crow form.
Crows have good noses.
I'm a
I think
raven!
so. Ravens. Yes, it smelled. Well, it just smelled like it'd been traveling through Earth for a while. So peat and
It smelled sort of like peat
and groundwater, dirt.
ground
Earthy.
irony. Yeah.
and earthy, like perhaps it was being drained from a swamp.
Mm.
I'm extrapolating. I'm inferring.
Mhm.
I could be coming to an incorrect conclusion. So I could we could either try to make our way in through the entrance, or I could 5 feet at a time try and estimate where this tunnel is and dig us down into it.
I see nothing wrong with that plan.
What do you want to do?
How shall we proceed, friends?
Were they were wizards? You thought you for sure they were wizards?
I am not for sure. They were doing magical things, wearing robes and masks, the colors of red, white, and blue.
I don't know.
I feel like I don't have quite enough information to go on to charge in.
Should we try to get closer and estimate, and I could try to dig us a hole down to, I mean, it wouldn't take me that long, 5 feet at a time to dig us a hole.
How far down
And
the
I'm
cliff?
sure Scoot would help me.
How
20
far down the cliff is the entrance?
20 feet?
Well, if we go down that way, we're intruders. If we go in through the stairs, maybe we can have a conversation.
It's reasonable. I'm charming.
I'm not. That's why I was not walking over
Let's
I
there.
think you're
go.
charming, Scoot.
Chat up the wizards.
I mean, I could try to charm person. All right, let's go. In through the entrance we go.
And ask them what they're up to.
Okay, who's going in first? Who's leading the
Scoot will take the lead since
conversation
these are
charge?
not
Since
these are not spiral stairs.
No.
They are switchback stairs.
Correct.
So I have no problem with this at all. Yeah, and I'll go down there, make my way through, kick my way through the water, check for whatnot, kind of keep my eye out for the trappy type things, but without seeming like I'm being offensive about it.
Are you being quiet about it, or very much like, here we are?
No, I'm giving a clue that I'm coming by going into the water a little bit. Like
Yeah.
if the water's not dangerous, if I don't feel a reaction to it, if it's just like a normal thing.
The very edge of it's safe, but it's like a very, very strong current otherwise.
How deep is it?
About 5 feet.
Okay. All right. So there's a path by this.
Yes, it's sort of
Thank
like
you.
a channel.
Okay. I'd be like kicking rocks, shuffling my feet a little bit, just sort of those casual ways you give your presents away.
Okay, it's pretty loud in the cave with the rushing water, so they probably wouldn't hear that. But like you blocking the sunlight outside, they might notice that.
Once I got, to within calling out distance, I would start, hello, hello, just
Hail!
just not big, scary, surprising. This is easing into it because I am in a shooting range right now.
Yeah, okay.
If they decide to turn around and don't like me.
And the rest of Swoge is behind you?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Jolly
I'm
Gents?
in the middle of the pack.
Ripples?
I think we
What's
should
their
leave them
directive?
outside.
It's a rickety wooden stair. Let's just have them way to the top.
Okay. So what do you say? Just hello?
Greetings. And I just progressively, hello, hello. And I just keep doing that until I get a reaction or feel awkward that I'm not getting a reaction.
Sure. They notice you. Basically, as soon as you get into as soon as you fill the frame of the cave mouth, because that's the main source of light in this cave, there's not like a torch. Okay. And the three of them immediately draw scimitars and knives, and one has a staff, and they just bristle with armaments and kind of tense up. And one of them hisses at you. One of them is stone cold. The blue masked one is stone cold, and the white masked one says, "Oh, what are you doing here?" The other ones are like, "Shh." He's like, "What?"
I'm just exploring. Hi, how are you?
You're not welcome.
Okay.
Sick cave. This is amazing. What are you doing in here?
The high road hasn't had travelers recently.
All
So
right.
what are you doing here?
I don't know if that's true. We kept passing people on our way this way.
Yeah, we've already met one person and then a few critters.
Leave now or face our wrath.
All right, let's leave. All right, bye. Sorry to bother you. And I go wide. I take my arms wide and I start backstepping to get out of the field of view.
Okay, and the other two behind this talking guy start channeling spells as if they're gonna like blast you.
Okay, well, I'm still going, but I'm getting ready to do a dodge too, and I'm getting ready to take anybody behind me onto the platform and not off the edge.
And as you leave, you can see them like cancel their spells and start like muttering to each other in hushed breath. And
I give them one more peek and then I leave.
the one with the white mask kind of waves at you.
Okay.
The other two seem very hostile at this
Okay.
point.
I think we should go back on top and reassess.
Okay.
They're not really friendly.
No, but we got some information out of it. The one with the white mask seemed like he was kind of iffy about it. The other two were definitely not having us.
Yeah.
But now would be the time for intrusion if we wanted to.
Yeah, white mask friendly.
Well, he wasn't friendly. He just wasn't as mean.
That's my measure of friendly.
He did
Yeah.
wave.
On a sliding scale.
Sure.
He's not aggressive anyways, yeah.
Minnesota friendly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so how interested are we in this?
The one seemed chatty, so if we could separate him from the others, I could try to charm him,
See if he'll tell us all his stories.
figure out what's going on under there.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. How do we do that?
I mean, they have to go to the bathroom at some point. No. I don't know.
The standard Unforgiven.
I mean, there's a big giant stream of brackish water right there. I feel
Yeah.
like
I
they
know, that's
they
fair.
have
You
natural
know what?
plumbing.
Yeah.
You know why it's brackish?
Oh.
Can you could transform into a water creature and swim upstream.
Or just something small.
Some friendly fish that will be his new best friend.
Once some of us got a closer look at the brackish water, does it seem like swamp water?
Roll intelligence.
21.
Yeah, in fact, it's got like this finer, like gray color that implies that there's a specific kind of very, very fine clay that you find in the bed of swamps, and that says to you that yes.
I share that insight with everybody. Like, good calls, eh?
The environmental engineers in our audience are really going to like this episode. I can tell.
I've earned my 20 wisdom for the day.
So which salmonid species are you going to turn into, Zay?
I think we should either dig a tunnel down or we should bust our way past him and use this as our entrance. I'm guessing this goes back to the swamp potentially, and we could sneak our way into the swamp.
Interesting.
Avoiding the dragons, presumably. Any dragons that are above ground.
DM, the two who were readying spells, did I get a good look at what those spells might have been?
Sure. One was like a clear rainbowish sort of color, like around his hands. The other one was like forming some kind of ball of ice between his fists.
We can probably take them, but it's going to be ouchy.
Yeah.
And maybe the thing we were supposed to learn is that they're draining the swamp, and we already learned that.
Fair. Yeah, it could be in like a dead end at some point.
I mean, we could take a bunch of time to fight them and get a little bit of intel from the last one remaining.
Yep.
Or we could move on.
What would it take to collapse the tunnel?
I look at Zay.
I got
Explosive
this
people.
fun spell
I look
called Shatter.
I'm just saying, if we collapse it and then we dam it up, that's what those two get for being mean to us.
Squish them.
I don't know. I'm not even thinking squishing them. I don't know how long was the tunnel?
It extended into the darkness. Like, you
Well-
don't know how far in it goes.
Entrance to them.
Maybe we were supposed to
maybe
go
Yeah.
past
like
them
50
then.
feet.
50? Okay.
Yeah.
So you could either,
So we could trap them inside.
yeah, and then they got floodwaters rising up. They're going to have to make some sort of move to get out of there. We're going to disrupt their afternoon. So that's an option.
I didn't realize there was more cave. Maybe we are supposed to go that way.
Yeah, I feel like I'm also not visualizing this. If we fought our way past them, there was a tunnel that went somewhere behind them.
Well, this water is coming from somewhere, essentially. So
So we'd follow the water.
Yeah.
Where
And
it came from.
Yeah. Well, I guess we don't know how far back the path goes, but
Oh, wait
Yes.
a second. Didn't we all got like illusion balls
mm-hmm.
now?
Wait, you guys got illusion balls?
Oh, yeah.
And a healing
Zay
potion.
reaches into her pouches and gives one of hers to Lark.
Hey, thanks. What?
That Veil of the Afterlife is recharged.
Oh.
Oh.
It's been a day.
It gives you a minute.
Gives you a minute.
And you put that on and you see ghosts? Is that what? I forgot the
But we disappear from...
You've had it enough that you understand that it plane shifts you to the ethereal plane, essentially. So you're like in a parallel dimension where you can move around and move through things even without being seen by people in the material plane or interacting with them.
But you're still in your same location.
You can move around.
When you take the veil off,
Are you-
hypothetically, if I went to the other side of a tunnel,
You'd be over there when you took it off.
Wherever you move to when you take it off, that's where
Great.
you'll be.
this is stealth camo, and I love it.
And if you end up inside of something when you come out, you take a lot of damage.
Inadvisable.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, if somebody wants to do a bombastic sneak attack, this is an option.
Look, I'm not opposed to it. What are they doing? They're successfully draining the swamp, so what's the point of them being there?
Maybe it's a wizard pump.
Yeah,
A
they've got the
fantasy
tunnel
pump.
set up, so they have to be magically maintaining it.
I don't know.
You don't know. It does seem a little weird. Like, and why 3 of them?
Do we have any magic that would mess up the pump? Could we do counterspell on the pump? Could we
Dispel magic.
dispel
have
magic the
dispel
pump?
magic.
Shatter.
I can shatter
The
that
old
pump.
standbys.
I have a rapier.
I can call it names.
So should we head down there with the goal of destroying the pump just to see what happens, what the difference is?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a second. Let me check. Chaotic neutral. Yes.
So what you doing?
Chaos.
Actions.
Well, vicious mockery doesn't actually work on inanimate objects.
Would we be able to assess where the pump is now from the surface? Could we try Zay's plan and have a shot at that?
I think so. I mean, you've seen where it is and you've walked back up and over, so.
All right. In classic
idea.
Minecraft, we could go at it at an angle. So you'd be able to quickly escape too, get out of there.
Well, we'd have to like leap back up
Yeah.
onto the ledge, but
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah.
But
It's
But
like,
as
it's like a
opposed to-
10-foot roof. It's not very far.
Okay.
If it's
Far as we
straight
can tell.
down, then we just like fall down on it.
fair, yeah.
Do we have any explosives on us?
That's what I'm trying to look at. We had that bag of
yeah.
explosives from way back.
That would be pretty noisy, though.
That's okay. We're
It's-
not trying to. This is the 3 of them. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
there's
It's
more
pretty
people
noisy
further down
anyway
the
right
cave.
here. Like,
Oh,
noise
fair.
is an issue.
Rushing water too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could dig us a 5-foot hole, we could throw a bomb in it. And well, we don't want to collapse the ceiling. So my hope is by using mold earth, I can more delicately make
there's-
a ramp.
If there's an
like thing for
explosive,
us.
somebody else has it. I think I was not trusted with it.
I think you had one because Ilka threw it to you. I don't know if you have any those crystals. Is that what we're thinking of?
Well, the traps from inside the gents' fortress?
No, I was thinking of the explosives that the robot threw at in Troll Skull Alley way back in like
Oh
episode
wow,
8 or
yeah.
something.
Oh, the necklace of fireballs. is
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
that.
Yeah.
Do I? No, I would have it written down somewhere if I still had that.
I tend to redistribute things that I can do as a spell. So like when we got the illusion balls, I can cast illusions. So I don't think I would have held on to the explosives. I'd have given them to someone else.
I got it. Let's dig the hole and then throw like one illusion ball each in there and see if they just start throwing explosive spells at us and blow themselves up.
Sure. Okay.
And
Zay
then-
starts digging.
And then our morale meter doesn't shift at all.
Our morality.
'Cause we're not
meter.
You
doing
did
it.
this to yourself.
We're just tying them up and leaving them on the tracks. We're not the trolley driver. It's not us.
You get an F in ethics.
Do you identify more as a force of nature or an agent of change?
Yeah. I like those.
Amazing. Lark, of course, loves all of these ideas. He's down for anything and everything.
Cool. I think they're going to be big mad when we blow up their pump. The three of them are going to come after us as soon as we do that. So they'll either cast spells up the hole or they will scramble out of the cave and come up to find us.
Unless if they're dead.
Or we kill them. So I think we dig the hole straight down. We throw the spells down it. Then we stay out of the way so they can't see us and they have to leave the cave. They try to climb their way up to us. We all jump in the hole and book it up the tunnel.
And collapse it behind us.
Perfect.
This can't possibly go wrong.
This can't.
I love
Done. I start digging.
Amazing.
Can we add more moving parts?
Yeah, walk me through this. I'm a little lost at this point.
I ready shatter.
I'm role-playing as one of the wizards right now,
Yes.
so tell me what you do.
It sounds like the plan is to dig a hole, throw some spells. I would throw one of my illusion balls down there too, because I ain't casting no spells, and they probably know that. So I would throw that down there. And does that work? Can I then control the illusion, or is
It
it
appears
just,
as you
it appears as me?
in like whatever pose you have when it hits the ground.
Okay, so then I would have like an axe out, ready to go, and I'm taking time figuring this out, modeling a little bit, trying to figure out what's the most aggressive looking.
What do you settle on?
I think I'm gonna go for like a terrible grip on the axe, like the widest possible arcing swing I can get, so
Cool.
it looks like I'm hitting any one of them.
Cool. Okay.
So
And
then,
then you run back out the door so that they chase you out and they come up to us.
if I have that much control, I would, but I thought I would just kind of, I don't know how this works.
The illusion stays put. It does not
Okay.
run around
That's
and do
not good.
stuff.
So it's just
Yeah.
a moment of surprise, like something else for them to try to react to is what I'm
No,
thinking.
what I was picturing is they come out and up, and then we jump down. So now they're out of the way, and we run up the tunnel.
I agree. I would like that to be part 2.
So what's happening?
Okay, we dig the tunnel straight down.
Okay.
We throw shatter. It blows up their pump.
Ah.
That makes them mad. But
Yeah.
they can't get to us because we're up a hole.
Okay.
They can't cast up the hole. So they have to exit the cave and come up to where we are.
Got it.
While they exit, we jump down the hole, book it up the tunnel, and explode the tunnel behind us.
And then you're stuck in the tunnel?
No,
In theory?
we go to wherever the tunnel ends.
Oh, but
Should
deeper
it?
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are stuck in the tunnel, yes.
Yes, we're stuck in the
We're
tunnel.
pretty
And-
sure.
And we've also blocked up the exit for the brackish water, so.
This is your plan. Okay. I
Based
see
on the
nothing
bread,
wrong with this.
based on the breadcrumbs you have given us.
Okay.
Clearly.
Okay.
And the conclusions I drew from them, which may or may not be true.
Clearly, we need to blow up the pump and explore further up the tunnel in a way that the wizards can't come after us and kill us.
Okay. Go for it. So who's digging the tunnel? Zay?
Mm-hmm.
You do so?
I do.
And where, you aiming for
five
like
by-
right above the pump, or?
That's my goal, yeah.
Okay.
Is to try to do it directly above the pump.
You're trying to be like quick and secret about it, or just like kind of?
Quick and secret.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, as soon as you get there, they're going to notice probably if they're right there.
Right.
So as the last scoop of dirt gets pulled up the tunnel and piled on the side, what's next?
I cast shatter on the pump.
Okay.
Can we see it?
Roll damage.
Yeah, it needs a constitution save.
I feel weird about that.
Does it get one?
It fails
It's magic.
bad.
21 thunder damage. Kaboom!
Times 2, right?
Oh, because it's an animal.
It has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Oh, okay. All right. That'll definitely gum it up. Parts go flying. There's a screeching sound, and water begins to kind of churn and eddy around the pump instead of going through it. The wizards, for their part, look around in panic. A couple of them got hit by it and are now like laying on the side, getting up slowly. What do you all do now?
I taunt them.
How?
Hey, your pump's blown up, you losers!
Oh.
What are you gonna do about it?
Who the hell are you? Says the remaining one.
Are you still throwing your
No,
marble?
it wasn't part of Beth's plan, so I'm
Okay,
not abandoning that.
Zay tries to keep an eye on what's happening with the water. From what I can tell from the hole.
Well, it's still kind of draining out. It's just not being like forced out anymore. It's just like the current is dying down a little bit.
Okay, so it's not rising.
Not yet.
Okay.
Now what?
Now what? Now what?
What's the next
Yoka?
step of the plan?
They're supposed to come out and fight us.
Okay, so if you're just
I
like
guess I'm-
pausing, yeah.
My mocking isn't working.
Did they have a chance to react, or are we just going to go in and wail on
Well,
them?
that's what I'm asking. Like, do you guys have like a follow up to the shatter, or are you going to let them kind of get up and
We're hoping.
collect themselves and then
They
get
can't
out?
get up to us
Right,
unless they
right, right.
exit the cave.
Okay, everybody who's standing around the hole, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That's probably all of us. Peering down.
Yeah.
14.
10.
Pretty good.
23.
15.
Okay. Lark and Ilka, you guys take full damage as an ice storm coalesces right in between the four of you's gawking eyeballs, and starts to pound the ground with a hail of rock-hard ice.
And it appears to be coming from the one that was still standing.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
4 bludgeoning damage and 8 ice damage. Not so bad.
So 12.
And then do I take half?
Yes. You guys would both take half. And then you see them down there as the ice clears. Those of you who are still paying attention would see them starting to like book it down the tunnel and out to the stairs on the side of the cliff.
Brr, why would you do that to us?
You're not getting an answer at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna dangle down the hole by my feet and poke my head into the cave. Are they all gone?
Yeah, as you're timing it out, right? They'll be like
Yeah.
out of the edge at the mouth of the cave while you like dip your head down and
Yeah.
look around.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Let's leave an illusion of ourselves still up here.
Sick.
What about the Jolly Gents?
They're coming with us. Come on,
Everybody-
gents, down the hole.
Doop, 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 doop.
Like lemmings.
Okay, they follow. Little Joan seems a little concerned. She gives Scoot a look. But does what you say.
Everyone, head deeper into the tunnel. Zay and I will stay and mold earth and shatter and collapse the tunnel behind us.
Okay.
Okay,
they do.
great. That
They
sounds
light
fantastic.
torches and head in. And you hear 2 of the wizards outside hissing in Draconic, while the third one is like, "Hey, wait, where'd they go? What, guys? What is going on?"
Wait, did we not leave an illusion behind?
How would we do that? With
Did
our
you?
marble?
Is that a thing?
You talked about it.
I can cast an object, so I could cast like one of us, but I can't
Oh.
cast 4.
So it'll look like we're okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah, that's fine. I jumped down the hole as well, slowly. as
So we're
possible.
deeper in the tunnel,
Yep,
and you
slide
2
down.
are trying to collapse the tunnel behind us. Is that?
You all get splashed, and you bring down the tunnel. It's pretty easy with your magic between the shatter and a bunch of mold earth. Yeah.
Okay.
The ceiling just comes down in a huge chunk, blocking the hole as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're all in darkness minus the torchlight. There's a sound of water swirling all around you.
I put on my goggles.
I got dark vision, so I would be ahead scouting.
I put up shiny green dancing lights.
Take off my goggles.
Bing!
Yay, it worked.
Okay. Ahead of you, this trail continues into the darkness. It seems to go on for hundreds of feet, beyond the edge of your dark vision, beyond the edge of your light. This underground sort of current is starting to lap up at the banks where your feet are walking as it kind of hits this dam that you've built on the downstream side. But you feel like you've got a good amount of time before it really starts to like fill up the tunnel, and it might like wash through your obstruction before it floods you out too. So you all head deeper down into the darkness.
Yeah.
Mhm. I stay in the middle of the pack.
I guess I'm following Scoot.
Yeah, who's leading?
I can.
I'd ask whoever's leading to roll either survival or perception, like wayfinding.
Well, they're the same score. I'm just trying to figure out which one was cooler. I
Yeah.
never get to roll survival,
Yeah,
so I think I'm going
survival's
to
a-
roll survival.
It's a good one.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Nice.
So this footpath is not it's not linear. It starts out that way, but as you kind of wind your way up this tunnel, it kind of goes up and down, and the water next to you kind of breaks away and goes like subsurface, and sometimes it's a really established channel, sometimes it braids out, Sometimes you're like walking above it and you can like see it through a crack. You're like in this kind of like well-worn cave, essentially.
I'm studying the ripples.
Oh, yeah. So are the ripples.
I'm not looking at them.
Yeah, which one, Scoot?
I'm looking at the water.
Oh, nice.
I'm a scientist of ripples.
Yep.
All right, you gain +1 ripple knowledge.
Thank you. So I'm adding that. Any check to measure ripples, I'm getting a +1.
Yeah. Do you guys like stop for anything, or are you just like moving? Like, what are you
While we're
looking for?
walking, I'm just gonna healing word myself because I went unconscious the last 2 episodes.
We've had a long rest.
You did.
Yeah, but I just got hit by ice.
Oh, that's
Just to top up.
Yep, just not playing that game again.
You got this, Ilka. Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys have any like any plan of attack for moving in the tunnel, or just like see what life brings you?
We don't know what's down here, so we're just moving
It seems very
cautiously.
natural. You're not seeing any sign of like cult activity or like machinery or anything. It's just quiet and dank and somewhat well traveled. Like there's definitely a path. But yeah, that's about it.
Follow the path through
Easy
this
peasy.
dank tunnel.
Yep.
Okay.
Slowly going, kind of watching my way a little bit. To my understanding, there's not a time concern exactly. I mean, we can't take forever, but
You just have 3 potentially angry wizards somewhere behind you.
Yeah.
That's all.
they're messing with us. Okay, yeah. So keep
There's
going.
a lot of us. There's 3 of them.
It's true.
Yeah,
None of
but it's a
them.
narrow space. This is a fireball away from a new podcast.
You kind of did them a kindness, though, really. I mean,
I'm waiting for my Hallmark card.
Hey,
Thank
friends. I was thinking of transforming into a bat and scouting ahead.
Go for it.
That's a great idea.
I transform into a bat and
Chitter,
scout
chitter, chitter.
ahead.
And you do. So you're the first one to discover as you make your way through. The path kind of gradually slopes upwards, even though the swamp itself was kind of on a downward trajectory on the upper in the open. And you realize that you're kind of like this footpath is veering away from this flow of water and bringing you back upwards towards the surface after about like 3/4 of a day of travel. Like it would be like late at night at this point when you get out of this like path that's kind of taking you up to the surface again. You could try to like find your way down to the water and move through the water, but if you want to keep going out in the open here, you'd have to kind of leave this cave. This water is flowing from somewhere underground.
So to follow the water, we'd have to traverse the water
You have
in
to
some way.
swim. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go as far up the path as I'm gonna try to find the surface.
Sure. So it's kind of like this path, like it goes from a tunnel to more of a chasm, as if this water has kind of worn its way down for a while. And you kind of wind up this staircase along this chasm until eventually you see starlight up above you. And you go up and take a look around.
Yes.
You come up to find yourself sort of surrounded by mist immediately. And if you keep flying up, then you get out of the mist. As a bat, it doesn't really affect you too much because you've echolocation. So you can see that you are sort of on the edge of a vast wetland, a vast swamp. This current of water was flowing from somewhere under the swamp, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see around you now is just kind of like wild, untouched glade. You're off the beaten path on the edge of a misty swamp at night.
Okay.
Maybe one other note. The swamp itself on the surface, there's not like a lot of standing water. Like it's very muddy. Like it has been drained out to some extent. You can see like freshly muddied.
Okay. I want to fly a little higher and scope out more of what I can see from a height.
It looks like this whole swamp is blanketed in this thick mist.
Okay.
So it's hard to get a read on what's going on down there.
Okay. I fly back down as quickly as I can to my companions.
Mhm.
Hey, we made it to the edge of the swamp. It looks like it's been drained, but I can't really tell because it's surrounded by a bunch of mists.
Sorry, I'm looking for my Strahd
Plural.
book so I know where we're at. I don't want to go back to Bavaria.
Bavaria.
Is that what it is? Bavaria? I don't know.
Bavaria has nice food and culture.
I don't remember where. It's
Special
Barovia.
kind of
Barovia.
custard in the middle of those long johns.
Yeah.
Okay, but the cave itself doesn't. It ends and comes up by the swamp.
Right. This path.
It does.
All right. Well, I guess, that's sort of where we were headed, right?
Success.
Where to next? What's your plan?
The swamp, I guess.
Keep
Head in.
going.
Let's go. Come on, jolly gents.
Where are we going in this now? Do we have a landmark?
The Mirror of Dead Men.
Which is which direction? And
At the end
South.
of the swamp. Oh, yeah.
This swamp is the Mirror of Dead Men.
okay.
Yeah.
And somewhere in
Presumably.
it is Miracle,
No, his items.
his stuff.
This stuff.
His magically made.
Okay.
And his
evilness.
cultists, and maybe information about the dragons.
And I believe Lochlina told you that these dragons have lived in the swamp for a while.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like their home.
So they will be pleased that we stopped it being drained.
I think so.
Maybe.
They were wearing dragon masks down there.
And they were speaking Draconic.
We should have taken the masks.
We can go back.
It's only 3/4 of a day to get
Yeah.
there.
Can we just quick borrow these guys?
Well, you know what they look like, so if you want to make new ones, you could.
I imagine it's exactly like that for counterfeiting
Oh,
these things.
yeah. Does one of us have a disguise kit?
That's how my other character.
All right, so I'm following Scoot still.
I'm lifting up rocks looking for things. I don't know which direction we're. Are we on a path now, or
We're following the river.
There
The
is-
stream.
Let's see. This was a path that daylighted, so I don't know. It's on the edge of a swamp, and so there is like a narrow path that kind of skirts around the swamp. But as far as you know, the dragons are in the swamp. So
Yeah.
it's a question of whether you want to like try scouting around, wait until daytime,
and yeah,
or
and,
just head in.
I see.
and so I don't have a direction. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought we were still in the cave. Got it. We're all out on the swamp now.
popping out. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, if we did. Well, unless, there's something we want to do underground.
So you
or
all
if we
feel
want-
it's like markedly
yeah.
cooler once you get up to the top. Yeah,
Mm.
like it's misty and strangely cool.
I snug my cloak of billowing closer.
It's still billows.
Is it closer to dawn or dusk?
Dawn.
Okay.
Oh, so we traveled through the night. Okay.
Is it?
Do we need to rush?
I was going to say, do we consider using this short tunnel as a rest stop? Although it has been well traveled and there are people nearby.
And presumably the wizards might want to get through the collapsed tunnel end and come after us.
Do we need a rest? Lark and I are the only ones who took damage.
I'm fine. I'm just.
Call it a short rest,
Sure. Short rest.
and then you meet the day.
I'm going to play my Song of Rest, which means anyone who can hear my Song of Rest can regain 1d6 hit points by spending one or more hit dice.
Nice.
And I will put us in a hearth of moonlight and shadow where we will have total cover.
How many? 1d4?
1d6 hit
Nice.
points for expending one hit dice. One hit die.
While we're in the total cover, we have +5 stealth and +5 perception.
Nice. So maybe we'll say as the daylight rises, the mist clears a little bit, things start to warm up a little bit. And with your extra perception, you're able to just faintly discern in the distance, like around the edge of the swamp, like the shape, the outline of a building, maybe like several hundred feet away. Like a big stone and wood roadhouse or inn or a small fort.
Swamp Castle.
I've resided there.
The first one sunk.
Yeah, but then the second one also sunk.
Uncle sunk. Third one did better.
Burnt down.
Didn't
fell
tell it
over,
burnt
and then
down,
sunk.
fell over, and then sunk.
I think we should head towards Swamp Castle.
Yeah,
A name like Swamp Castle.
I've already started making my way towards there.
Excellent. As you approach, you realize that it is not, in fact, a castle, unless you're being really generous about the definition of castle. It is more it's. You see the road, the high road, kind of brushes past it, and there's a trail that leads to this little stone foundation building on the edge of the swamp. It's tilted a little bit. It looks like an old, musty inn of some kind on the edge of the high road. Dim lanterns, eerie shadows, even in the morning. Looks very waterlogged.
Does the inn have a name?
There's a signpost, but it's half rotted off, and it's like dangling from one chain.
This is Swamp Castle.
So it doesn't appear to be occupied.
Roll perception.
Does the high road actually pass this?
Yeah.
Can we see it from here?
Yeah. In
Okay.
the distance.
22.
It's like higher up. Literally. 22. You notice glowing eyes gazing at you from some of the windows, at least 3 or 4. Yellow eyes.
Hey, did you guys see that? What? There are golden eyes.
In fact, at the 22, you maybe
glowing.
discern that there are lizard folk inside the inn. Like they're sniffing the air with their tongues and regarding you.
I think
There's
it's
one up on
lizard
top on
folk.
the roof, kind of peeking.
Ooh.
And they see us? Oh, because I suppose
Mhm.
we're just approaching.
There's 20 of you.
Maybe
Oh,
the,
yeah.
maybe the people who run Swamp Castle Inn are lizard folk.
I think calling it Swamp Castle Inn is redundant.
It's just Swamp Castle.
It's just Swamp Castle. Thank you.
Is this from a different campaign you guys worked on? Or
Yeah, it's,
Yes,
it's
kind
called
of.
Monty
For the Holy
Python
Grail.
and the Holy,
Yeah.
Spam
Holy
lot.
Grail.
Oh,
You were in that show with
I
me.
was
Yeah,
in that.
it's-
It was
yeah,
so was
many
Matthias.
years ago.
That's true. It was a campaign you were actually
You're in the
Yeah,
campaign.
I was in
I have photos.
the first time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we were asking about the lizard folk. How many pairs of eyes?
Oh, 4 pairs.
4 pairs?
Yep.
All right.
And some other movement within. There's like dim light shining through the windows in the morning.
Are they wearing like aprons and chef hats and?
You roll perception, Lark. Zay would know.
Do you still have plus
That's
5?
a nat 20.
Yeah, there's at least one on the ground level wearing a chef hat.
They look friendly.
There's a wedding happening.
I reach in my bag and I take out a coin. I'm just sort of waving. It's like, hey, commerce. Commerce?
And once you see a lizard person stand up from the roof holding a crossbow, and they just kind of beckon you forward with one hand.
I walk forward with. I've still got the coin in my hand.
Okay,
I'm just. Yeah. I'm
just
not.
you, or is it like everybody?
I'm just going forward. I'm not going more than like 5 paces. And
Okay.
As long as they got that crossbow.
They disregard you. They don't point it at you. They're just watching you walk up.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Yeah.
going to play some friendly like music on my concertina.
Roll performance.
23.
Wow. Yeah, you like someone opens a window and you hear like a soft cheer from inside, like a kind of monstrous, throaty, like "Rah!"
That's awesome.
And as you get closer, you get the sense that this is a well-patroned gathering place of some kind for like folks that you wouldn't normally see in the cities. There's hobgoblins inside. There's people that may or may not be bandits, but they sure do have a lot of eye patches and scars. It's got a very swarthy sort of.
Could just be in the trades, man.
It's true. Yeah, nobody seems particularly hostile necessarily. They're just kind of regarding this group of 20 well-armed people that are approaching them with some care, but you seem friendly, so they're
Makes
not attacking
sense.
you yet.
Yeah, I just sort of walk up to the door and
We seek
is this a knocking place or is this just bustle through the double doors?
Oh, it's got a saloon double door. Yeah. It's not- yeah.
yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I walk in. I go up to the bar.
Inside the inn, the roadhouse, you're all greeted by the sight of various ne'er-do-wells. There's some plinking music that has kind of trailed off as Ilka's song has taken the bar by storm. Some folks are singing along. What's the song about? They all know it.
It's about a series of dwarves mining their way to glory and going down in history. But they encountered a tavern full of eels.
Yes. That song, you
That
know the
one.
one.
Yeah.
A famous.
Tavern full of
Dwarves-
eels.
Tavern full of eels, yeah. Eels down under.
Cavern. That's the word. Cavern. A cavern full of eels.
I prefer tavern.
Sounds bawdy.
A tavern in a cavern. Okay.
What do you all do as you walk in? Anything?
Um,
I'm following Scoop's
this is
lead.
very familiar. I'm greeting folks. I'm cheery. I'm playing music and looking for food.
Yeah, the folks that aren't like joining in the song seem very skittish, and they're all like glaring at you and hands on their swords, and there's like this mixed vibe of like folks that just don't care and folks that seem very tense. They're like waiting to see what you guys all want.
I'm following Scoot.
I stroll to the bar and I say, not shouting, but loudly enough that a couple folks could overhear, we seek food and shelter and we bring coin and music.
And behind the bar, a lizard folk barkeep starts to line up mugs. Meanwhile, from like a closed door behind the bar, a sort of well-dressed lizard folk steps out, clearly a leader type, wearing some kind of holy symbols, like teeth and some stone charms. And they step out and beckon you silently to like step outside with them, the four of you specifically.
I glance at everybody like, are we doing this?
Did I get a mug of something?
You have time. Yeah, you can grab one before you go if you want.
Yeah, I grab one and I say, "Is alcohol allowed outside?"
You get no response on that from anyone.
I sip it and I set it back down and I go out.
Okay. That's very polite.
Is there a coaster?
Actually, the leader has a mug and she drinks it while she it's like,
Oh, when I see that, then I go back to the bar.
so civilized.
If it's like 4, 5, 6 steps, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm making the trip,
Yeah.
getting it, and then coming back out with it.
Frothy.
Yeah.
I follow.
I glance longingly at the kitchen, knowing the food isn't ready yet, and then
Right.
grab a mug and follow.
They weren't ready for 20 people. Nobody
They were
called
not.
ahead of time.
Sorry, our bad.
Yep.
I took one step.
Yeah. It's just dry enough that like everything sucks you in.
Oh God!
Kind of slurping at your shoes.
Moving half speed.
And once you're outside in like a sort of sheltered alcove, like maybe by the stable of this roadhouse, which has since been converted into like a storage area with a roof, this lizard folk regards the four of you and says, "What brings you here?"
Dragon.
Our companion was given a quest by the Raven Queen. We believe we have completed a portion of it, and we need more information.
We're also here about the dragons.
She blinks. Says, "We serve the dragons."
Oh, the black dragons?
Which color?
She nods
To what end?
solemnly.
Yeah, to do what?
To their ends.
Oh, sure. What are the names of the two dragons?
She doesn't answer that.
Okay.
She stares at you. She's trying to get a read on you, like what your intentions are.
We met 3 wizards in colorful dragon masks. Do you know of them?
The cult of the dragon, yes.
The
Newcomers.
The ones working the pump.
She nods.
They were messing around with magic, I think, and really hosed up the pump. Just FYI. So the drain the swamp plan there's a bit of a kink.
In the line.
She just narrows her eyes and says, "What will you do?"
About the pump? I'm not
About the dragons.
I'm not really clear on that, but it seems like they're causing some trouble on the high road, and we're here to kind of investigate.
And she leans forward, sort of conspiratorially, to the four of you and says, "They hunt us for sport."
Lizard folk? Or everybody?
The dragons hunt us.
The dragons hunt you, the
She
lizard
gestures
folk.
widely to the inn for sport.
But is that how you serve them?
It's part of our duty.
That's awful.
It's not a cool duty.
She says, "The bones of our ancestors have been piling outside of their lair."
I mean, would you like, I don't know what we can do about that, but would you like some help?
She nods.
Do you have a map of the swamp that would indicate where their lair is?
She says, "We can take you there. It's an old castle in the center of the swamp.
Oh, Swamp Castle?
Swamp Castle 2.
We call it Castle Neritar.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
It's an old Elvish name. Took a lot of practice.
Yeah.
In my language, it comes out as Swamp Castle.
There was an old castle below it. They've been pumping out the swamp to get to it.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Rumors tell that there's a third castle below that one.
Y'all are godless heathens.
Oh God, this is so bread and butter D&D. It's just right. It's every Venn diagram. Pancake.
She says, "From where do you come?
Waterdeep.
And why?"
That's where I was born.
No, I mean, why?
We're seeking the missing dragons,
The newcomers.
presumably.
They were taken to the castle at the heart of the swamp.
Oh, great. 2 dragons, 1 stone.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could lead us there, that would be great.
I really wanted to get like one of those mustard dogs in there first. Are you thinking now?
I was, but
Okay.
You're welcome to stay, though your presence will likely be seen if you linger.
by people who will tell the dragons.
I'm sure someone already will, in fact.
Oh.
Oh, so no more damage done then.
It's just
Totally gonna grab
it's
a
a matter
bite
of
then.
time, she says. And she looks like genuinely very, like her, she's She chokes up a little when she says that.
Okay.
As if you've all kind of doomed her by showing up here.
Sorry. Well, we're going to dart inside, grab a bite to eat, and then we will
We should go right now.
Oh,
You want to do? Can we do like outdoor seating?
we leave.
But you can show us the way to Castle. I already forgot what you said.
Neritar.
Neritar.
Yeah.
Okay. You can show us the way?
She says yes.
And we'll loudly telegraph to everyone that we're leaving.
That seems unwise.
Oh. Well, then the dragons won't come after you because they know that we're not here.
I'd like to
How brave,
assess
she
her
says.
intentions.
Sure. Yeah.
I get distracted by her shiny, scaly skin.
She's staring at the four of you so intently. There's almost this kind of like religious, like just super intense focus that she has on the four of you. Like she's trying to remember every detail of this conversation. It's weird.
Like a scribe.
We're ready to go. We'll get out of Swamp Castle Inn. No, just Swamp Castle.
No, I think probably Swamp Castle Inn, since there is
Since
a
there is
swamp. We're going to Swamp
Good
Castle.
point. Yeah,
so
It's an accessory. To
Yeah.
it's like a franchise.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Scoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to
sliders.
cause discomfort at Swamp Castle Inn. And so you're going to help us get to Castle Neritar?
Yes. I will take you.
Thanks.
Are the ripples with us?
Yeah.
Did they come out for this conversation?
No, they're inside eating.
Oh no.
I go inside and I round up the ripples and I snag a bite off one of their plates.
Looks so sad.
There's like a horseradishy smell inside. Yeah.
No.
Toppings are liberal. Okay.
I bet they've got a great Bloody Mary bar on Sundays.
Oh, we should come back
That's
Yeah.
what most of the denizens are drinking right now is Bloody Marys. Actually, today,
with actual blood.
maybe.
And Mary.
Use what you got.
Yeah.
Cool. I go in, I round up the ripples. Time to go. Wrap up your food in parchment if you can. Take it with you.
And they do. They pack up. With some grumbles here and there. Little Joan kind of talks some sense into him. And you follow the lizard folk leader into the swamp.
Lark's ready to.
Zay's moving through the swamp, keeping an eye out for any sort of plants or creatures to be wary of
Oh, yes.
or to gather.
Okay. So the lizard folk leader barks some orders in a language you don't understand, presumably, to the different staff in the inn, in the roadhouse, and then grabs some travel supplies, a backpack, and beckons you all to follow into the swamp.
Just out of curiosity, speaking Orcish, did I pick up anything of that other language? Any words, phrases, anything like that?
Roll intelligence, Scoot.
Oh, okay. You want me to face a challenge, I see. 18.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's not the same language. Maybe this, same alphabet. You get the gist that just from like being on a ship, that she's giving them orders, and the way she's talking to them is like, clear out of here, like leave this building tonight.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and I probably pass on the word then sort of quietly. I just to the people in my group said, yeah, they got an evac order. They are getting out of that building.
Because of us?
I would assume so, but they don't want to be there now for at least a little bit. So they're hightailing it, so we should probably hightail it as well.
Got it.
all right.
As she starts to lead us, I'd like to move up to the leader and say, you didn't seem surprised to see us. Did you have some sort of inclination we were coming?
She says no. The roads in this area have been cleared for weeks by the dragons. So only those foolish enough or dangerous enough to survive have stayed. Like us, she says, with a hint of regret.
Wonder which one we are. Foolish or tough?
Tough.
Okay.
Yes. All of the above.
Dangerous. Yeah. Dangerous. enough.
Dangerous.
I ask her if she has a name or something we could call her.
You can call me Semu,
Semu.
cleric of Semuanya.
Why do the dragons want the roads cleared? Samu.
Semu, she says.
Samu.
Semu. Semu.
Emphasis on the...
She says, the dragons have been digging under the swamp, and their operation is vast. And I think they want space to do it unhindered.
They making Dragon City?
She raises her eyebrows, her non-existent lizard eyebrows.
Do you know anything of the god Myrkul?
Says yes. The Lord of Bones.
Yeah.
Our information says he may have relics hidden under this body of water.
She says there are vast burial grounds, tombs, graves. Some say an entire city under the swamp. So I'm not surprised.
Oh, that's why the wizards were trying to drain it. Get to the underground city.
Mm-hmm.
And the relics.
The treasure. But probably evil treasure.
If the Raven Queen wants us to destroy them, yeah, probably.
As you guys start to head into the swamp, I assume it's still very misty. Visibility is poor. And so Semu takes the lead kind of alongside Zay.
Mm-hmm.
And just points out things to watch out for as you go. And she mentions there are the dead have risen, the denizens of the swamp are irritable due to the changes in the water, the lack of it. So please follow me very closely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The dead have risen?
Some. It's not
Ooh.
unusual. It's called the Mirror of Dead Men.
Oh, that's... I thought it was a metaphor.
And they were serving hot dogs at the Swamp Castle Inn?
With a horseradish, I'm leaning towards a Reuben.
All right.
Either way, it was heavily seasoned. Yeah.
What's the Lord of the Rings swamp with the dead faces in it?
Swamp of Dead Faces.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No, it
remember
has a name.
Andy Serkis said this is the Swamp of Dead Faces. Don't follow the faces
The lights. Don't follow the lights.
or the lights.
That's what I say. All right.
Now I want to remember. All right. Well, she mentions that it's about a day into the swamp to get to the castle. So
Wow, this place is huge.
it is.
Swamp ever get like a breeze? Does the environment ever change? Anything like that
She says the mists have been thicker
lately?
since the cult moved in.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Since the cult moved in, the mists got thicker?
Mhm.
Is that because they're draining it?
She shrugs.
Or the mist might be from something else?
Yeah. Is there anything we know about dragon lore?
She says there's a prophecy that my people have shared. I'm not sure where it
What
originated.
is it?
Goes as follows. Shadows of bone drown the waters. Outsiders tread through the mist, and so the fen's fate shall twist. Seems oddly topical to me.
Good creative writing.
I mean, it leaves little room for ambiguity if you ask me.
Did you run that by us one more time?
Nope.
Wait till the episode comes out.
Yeah.
Cool. So the mist. I wonder if they're twofold draining the swamp. If they're draining the liquid through the tunnels and then in some way heating the top to make it evaporate off to twice as fast.
Yeah.
Get rid of the water.
Kendra, roll perception.
Passive or no? 19.
You notice in the swamp around you on one side, there are about 20 balls of light kind of glowing about maybe 50 feet away ahead of you, sort of off the path that you're traveling on. Little will-o-wisps.
Semu, do you see those will-o-the-wisps? Is that usual?
She says, yes, ignore them.
Hey, everybody, ignore those will-o-the-wisps.
Oh, I didn't even see them before you pointed them out. Now I can't look away.
They do seem to be like wiggling kind of enticingly.
I gently take Lark's elbow and steer his eyes back
They
to
seem
the...
to be like forming a road, like as if like on an airport concourse, like leading you blink, 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 like this way.
Oh, God.
Don't
Come on.
follow the lights, Lark.
It seems very trustworthy. Like genuinely, just like even to use it, it's like there's nothing threatening about these lights. They're not like hungry looking.
Semu, can you tell me more about those lights?
I don't know anything about them besides that they live here. And they always want to distract us.
It seems like they're pointing us in a certain direction.
Mm-hmm. Blink, 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 blink.
Do you know
In the
what's over
distance.
that way?
She narrows her eyes and says, no, I can't see that far.
Oh. I turn and throw my dancing lights down the corridor of light and see what it does.
Sure. I mean, they disappear into the mist about 60 feet away. There's various like swamp trees kind of overhanging. It's pretty thick as you go further that way. So it's just hard to see like what would be in that direction very far away from you.
Yeah, we should keep walking.
And we're taking the most direct route to the safest route to
Yes.
the castle.
Yes,
Okay,
right.
Has anybody done an insight check on Samu?
I did.
Okay.
Say I did. Yep.
I think I rolled a 2, so someone else should probably.
But you're convinced, and I was convinced by you, so
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay.
Ilka's
Cool.
gonna scrutinize Samu. Do I get any vibes, any feels?
You can roll insight too.
17.
17. She seems just very, very focused and sort of no nonsense, but not really like trying to deceive you at all. She's a bit too honest for that.
I think she's legit.
I know.
Kind of a zealot.
Right.
So if she's conning us, it's something that she fervently believes.
Exactly.
Semu, can you tell me more about Semuana?
Semuanya is
Yeah.
the god of lizard folk. She believes that, or they believe that, that we will exist forever, and we live to serve that goal.
How do the dragons fit into that?
I wish they wouldn't, she says.
That's cryptic.
They've twisted our beliefs over time.
How long have they been here at the swamp?
These 2 centuries.
We saw one of them turn into an elf.
Surprising.
Is it?
I think so. They're usually too proud.
Oh.
Oh.
To take on humanoid form?
She nods. And she spits.
I'm so curious about these will-o'-the-wisps, but I'm still following you, Samu.
I think we should leave him alone. Some old scribe I knew said something about little larks go down and light candles of their own. We should probably leave him alone.
Yeah? You hear a roar in the direction of the will-o'-wisps, just like like many, many beasts roaring, kind of in synchrony.
Is there any motion from the will-o'-the-wisps?
Oh, they keep blinking. Semu says, sounds like a hydra in distress.
In distress? What distresses a hydra?
So,
She gives you a
sinking
blank
into
stare.
the swamp.
Maybe.
We wouldn't. What do I know about hydras?
Roll
From
nature.
From my monster manual.
Yeah.
Do they indicate the health of the swamp?
Yeah, they're a what's that? The term for a species that determines ecological health? I forget.
Canary in
in
a coal
the
mine.
coal
No. There's like a science term for it.
What am I
Yeah,
rolling?
something.
No.
Nature.
Nature. 9.
9. You just know that they're kind of apex predators. They're very hard to kill, and they pretty much take whatever they want to on the ground level. So a hydra existing here means that there's food for a hydra, whatever that means. And they're massive creatures.
Do I know anything that could threaten a hydra?
A dragon? Maybe like other powerful wizards, and, they're big beasts, essentially.
Do I know if they are intelligent?
Roll nature yourself. See what you get.
18.
18. You know from stories that they are not. They are just predators.
So it's not like if we go save the hydra, it'll magically fight on our side.
As far as you know. There are will-o'-wisps directing you that way.
To go save the hydra.
So, it's up to you.
How far away is the closest will-o'-the-wisp? Can I talk to it?
About 30 feet away.
Hey, friend Wisp, what are you guys trying to tell us?
Just keeps blinking.
Like a turn signal.
How many hydras are there left in this swamp?
Who are you asking?
Semu.
Semu shrugs.
Are you concerned about the health of this indicator species?
Nice. She raises her eyebrows at Zay's terminology, impressed, and says no.
Oh, then
Not my
let's keep
problem.
following Semu.
All right, following Samu through the dead marshes.
Yes. Hey,
There
nice,
it
you
is.
guys.
Look at our collective memories.
And you reach eventually. This path ends at like a shallow pool, and there's some small skiffs and boats that are like dried up in the mud. And Semu sighs and says, "We'll have to go on foot. Follow me." And she kind of sinks like waist deep into the muck and starts to trudge through it.
Zay takes out her welly
Yeah.
that she has carried with her since all the sewer episodes. They're probably not high enough.
No, Zay, you'd be like eye level in the muck.
Scoot,
Mm-hmm.
can I hitch a ride?
Sure.
The
I
Jolly
climb
Gents,
upon
for their
them.
part, sigh and don't seem to put up too much complaining. And you go into the muck. As
I
you
bind up my cloak of billowing into a shawl of billowing to keep it out of the muck.
nice. It's still pretty muddy just from all the travel. Like it's hard to keep this thing
Yeah,
clean.
what's going on with the giant cloaks of acid resistance, too?
Who's wearing them? Zay and Ilka?
I have one.
Yeah, yours was about twice your length.
I have it all bound up.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cinches.
Mhm.
You're just wearing them. Yeah,
There you go.
I assume.
You said waist high muck?
All right, roll dexterity, everybody, please.
I'm very precarious on his shoulders.
Is
with a
this
4.
something that would trigger a danger sense?
Yes.
Why actually I have bonus? So I have 18, and then I think I also have an extra bonus too. I'm forgetting.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So 20, 16,
8.
8.
18 plus a little, I think.
Okay.
No, 4.
A 4.
4
She was on top of me.
on top of
Right.
Scoot. 4.
So you're safe, Zay, but Ilka, like Luke Skywalker in A New Hope, you all just see Ilka go under the water.
Amazing.
All of a sudden, Ilka, you feel like hands grabbing onto you and pulling you under.
Actual
hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gross.
Did I feel that but resisted it? Or did it not happen to me?
I think you're starting to feel like kind of like grabbing sensations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Semu,
Anybody in the mud is, and the Jolly Gents start to freak out and grab their weapons and stab into the water. Semu turns around and like dives into the muck, essentially disappearing as well.
but purposefully,
Purposefully.
it seems.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Like
not
after Ilka?
gonna
After
get any
Ilka,
questions.
right.
Did we see if Samu had a smile on their face?
No, very wide-eyed and scared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I cast under the muck?
Like what?
Chill touch.
Is it just a somatic spell?
I create a ghostly skeletal hand.
I think so,
um,
yeah. As long as you don't have to like talk to do it.
Yep. My suspicion is that there's dead or undead stuff in here.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'm casting it down towards wherever the hands are.
Do it. Make a spell attack roll.
13.
Yeah, that's enough. You can roll
Great.
damage.
Sick. They take 2d8 necrotic. They 8 damage, cannot regain hit points till the start of the next turn. They have a spooky ghostly hand clinging to their heart.
Yeah.
And if I hit an undead target, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
So as you're being pulled down, you feel this sort of chill touch seeping into you as well, and you actually take 7 necrotic damage as you start to get pulled under. But then when you cast your spell, the hands that are holding you release you. And it's like this little sinkhole that you're in starts to like push you back up. And then you feel Semu grab your arm as well and start to pull you up towards the surface. So you make it back up again.
I haul my way back up and I kind of kick for good measure.
Yeah. And Semu, once she comes up, she says, "Mud mummies, we should keep moving."
Mud mummies? What the heck?
mummies.
Let's get out of here.
I mold earth in the path in front of us to create easier terrain.
Oh, nice. Sure. We have to keep casting that then, so it's very like strenuous work to keep doing that. But yeah.
Does there appear to be like an end?
No, you're just like going off into the swamp right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were we headed for Swamp Castle?
Yeah.
So, and how many yards away? You told us like 200 yards or something like that? Or
I don't think so. I just said that you were
All right, I'll
getting
double check.
close. Yeah, we'll find out. I don't think you see it yet. You're just like getting close.
Okay.
So anyway, now that you're aware of them, you're able to kind of keep dancing through the muck, relatively unscathed, with Mold Earth helping you. And after maybe another hour or so of travel, we'll say, through this thick mud, you start to kind of push your way out of it again and step onto more solid ground. And ahead of you, piercing the mist, it's now like evening time. Not that you would know because the mist is so thick. You see a big stone castle start to rise out of the muck with a couple will-o-wisps kind of illuminating it and a couple of torches burning green fire up at the top on the ramparts. It looks like Sort of a small-ish castle with a moat running around it that still has water somehow. One side of the castle, you can see there's this huge tower that used to be in the middle of this castle that has collapsed and sort of taken out one of the outer walls of the castle with it. So there's this big horizontal smashed like wizard-looking tower with like an observatory top that is now kind of in ruins, just kind of splayed out along the outside of the castle. And around this tower is sort of like the main thoroughfare in and out. You can see there's a really well-worn path. And then around this path and sort of like out into the swamp, there are all these huge spoil piles of discarded dirt and bones and pieces of stone, like old, like relic-y looking stuff that's been sort of excavated and tossed outside of the castle. And as you get closer, you can see that around the ramparts, there are definitely many guards. You don't see any sign of a dragon, but that's what you see ahead of you.
What kind of guards? Lizard folk guards?
No. They seem to be all wearing masks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue?
Nope. Mostly black, actually.
Mostly black.
How do we get inside, Samu?
She says, it's up to you from here. I must find my people.
Okay. Any intel that you can give us? Suggestions? Hints? Extra knowledge?
She says, I've never been here myself, but I would ask you to look for relics of my people in the offal and the discards. I assume they're looking for draconic relics, so anything reptilian would be of value.
Okay. That's different than the stuff that Miracle would have put there.
I think.
Yeah.
She says.
Great. So you don't know if like there's a changing of the guard at 2 a.m.
She says, I keep my distance from this place.
Okay.
I've already lost too many friends to these dragons.
Thanks for your help in getting here. And thanks for saving Ilka from the mummy.
Simawanya protect you, she says.
And also with you.
And you can feel the air around this castle's got this weird, like, electric energy to it. Like, it feels tense. There's sort of this smell of, like, petrichor.
What's petrichor smell like?
Why would you ask me that,
rain.
Justin? It's like a sweet, earthy smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has iron to it. It's the smell you get earthworms give it off.
Mm.
Like you flip over a rock and just stick your nose in it.
Okay. So does it smell like blood then?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. So you don't seem to be noticed. There's still a lot of mist around you, but the outer walls of the castle are maybe 40 feet tall, and in terms of width, it's about 100 feet or so. Around. It's kind of a rectangular shape with that one big smashed outer wall. And then there's a main gate, too, on another side. That seems not as well guarded as the big smashed open part. So, that's what you know.
How long does a potion of protection from evil and good last?
Let me check. I think an hour.
That seems fairly typical.
Yeah. 10 minutes.
Whoa, okay. Well, I'll be preserving this then. And you know you have one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I say to Scoot.
So how are we going to get inside?
Probably not walk up and knock.
A lot of guards.
We could try to sneak in through that fallen wizard tower in some way. It seems like it would be a path less traveled, but also possibly obstructed. I mean, likely obstructed. Maybe we could find our way through.
Did anyone of us keep dragon masks? I don't know if that's a thing that we had at one point.
When you went to the Spiral Cavern to find those crystals, did you take some dragon masks?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Well, if I did, I didn't write it down, so it doesn't count.
Si, senor.
It's different because it's not the four of us. It's the four of us plus 20 ripples.
Mm-hmm.
15, yeah.
15.
We could take little Joan with us and have the ripples look for that. Look through the awful. A fall. I've never said that word out loud before.
Awful.
Awful.
It's an awful word.
Mm-hmm.
As a way to get in, or specifically for relics?
Just something for them to do.
Oh, I see.
That's
You guys sift through trash.
We could build a giant wooden rabbit.
Or a trebuchet.
For the rabbit.
Yeah, for the rabbit, exactly.
I would have Zay wild shape and scout so we see what the rest of this thing looks like.
Wise.
I love that idea.
Get some information. Otherwise, I could walk around the perimeter and see if anyone says hi.
Do I see any birds around? Any flying creatures?
We'll say no. There's a very dead energy around here. It's actually like quiet.
A walk it is.
Have I seen any creepy crawlies that are native to this area that I would?
Yeah, like frogs.
A frog. Okay.
Snakes.
Well, I was thinking about a snake.
Bats, maybe.
How near?
Bugs.
How near dusk are we?
It's dusk.
It is dusk.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll transform into a bat
Okay. Whoosh.
and scout ahead.
Just kind of flying low around the castle. See what you see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What you see inside the castle is in the bailey, in like the grounds of the castle, there's a huge excavation, like a big like scaffolding and a couple huge pits leading downwards into darkness, with guards and torches. And they're all wearing these black masks. There's sort of like a dank sliminess to everything. On the outer walls, there are at least 5 guards kind of patrolling around, and maybe like 20 to 30 more inside the fort doing various tasks. They're all humanoid.
I fly near the ruins of the tower to see if that might offer a way in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the end of it, with the observatory telescope kind of broken and sticking out, seems pretty unguarded. Like there are occasionally groups of people coming out of the castle with like a wagon or a skiff full of dirt and dumping it. But that's irregular, so you'd have time to get in there if you wanted to. For sure.
Okay. I fly back to my compadres and transform back into a halfling. There seems to be about 5 guards on the outer walls. They're doing a lot of excavation work in the bailey. It looks like the wizard tower is unguarded. If we wanted to do that, or it looks like there's not a lot of traffic in and out, so we could potentially sneak in that way as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go that way.
Everybody?
Yeah.
All 20? You guys have to manage people now.
And if we can't leave them here, but we also can't sneak in with them. Because we don't want them to set up a camp in the swamp.
With the mud mummies?
With mud mummies.
Right.
But if we're going to have to fight dragons in the excavation...
We want as many as possible.
There is enough like raised ground outside of the muck that they could like go find shelter, maybe like just outside of the castle and kind of hunker down.
And wait.
Yeah, like
Okay.
for the signal or something.
Yeah.
Little Joan, will you take the gents and set up a secret camp on the raised ground? And we're going to try to get into the area that Zay saw.
She says, we're very good at secret camps.
Yep.
What is the signal?
Purple fireworks up in the air.
Noted. Good luck.
Thanks. Okay. So so to get into the wizard castle, we climb, or we can just walk?
It's on the ground level. Yeah, you just got to kind of like crawl through the wreckage of this telescope dome to get into it.
Cool.
Roll stealth, everybody. Presumably. Are you still a bat, Zay? No, you turned back.
No, I turned
told
back
us.
so
Yeah.
I could talk. I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Very good.
So that gives us...
That gives us plus 10 for everyone within 30 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
19
With the plus 10?
with the plus 10. Very grateful for that pass without a trace right now. I play my concertina to announce our arrival.
I rolled a 1, but I am lucky because I am a halfling.
Nailed it.
25.
Okay, Bilbo. 19, 25,
35.
35.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30, you guys.
Nice.
I rolled a 4 for the bad guys.
Do they want to get in on
Are
this
they
pass
also
without a
being
trace?
stealthy? Or no?
They have jangling spurs on their boots.
Yeah. All right, so you weave your way through the rubble. So you're kind of inside this crushed tower. It's kind of like a semicircle of stone above you. There are pieces of it that have fallen in. There's holes so you can kind of see outside. You see guards moving back and forth outside. They don't seem to notice you at all. And you make your way through this more like crushed portion of the tower to a more intact part of the tube. And inside of this tube ahead of you, you see a sort of a carpeting of like 20, maybe like 4-foot eggs, kind of like slimy looking brownish, warm, kind of fuzzy looking eggs, much more like Alien than like Game of Thrones.
Upper Blackrock Spire, possibly?
No, not even
Those
that.
are-
Sort of, about that size.
I'm picturing kiwis from what you're describing.
Kinda,
like
yeah.
big slimy kiwis.
Yeah, and as you just like regard them, any immediate actions? They're like you have
Are
to like
they
pick your way
familiar
through them.
to me at all?
Roll nature. Let's see.
13.
13. Not specifically, but they remind you of the creature that you encountered in Zentil Keep, like the big tree trunk legged garbage monster.
Oh, yeah.
Similar
Aw.
sort of consistency. And actually, as you're watching, one of them sort of cracks open and these 3 tentacles kind of emerge, followed by this big gaping mouth with little legs under it. And this sort of baby tree-legged monster with 3 tentacles kind of pops out and starts to like rummage through the eggshells that are left behind and start to munch on them. A little baby garbage monster.
Did we know what the garbage monster was
I
called?
think we called it an Odiug at one
Yeah,
point,
we
so we'll
did.
call it an Odiug. Yeah, baby Odiug.
This one is a baby or that one was a baby?
This one is a baby.
Okay.
But they just eat garbage.
Well, that you've seen.
We're going to find out.
Maybe they're good for like tunneling and eating dirt and whatnot.
They're
Right,
good.
but are they a threat to us?
Oh,
If us, the living walking? Or is it just a scavenger?
Well, it has a mouth like an anglerfish, and each of the tentacles has like a full plate of sharp, pointy, glistening, even like dripping barbs.
Yeah, those rend flesh. This is not our friend at
Just
all.
that's just what it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean,
mhm.
I want one that like follows behind me like the little pets in World of Warcraft.
Oh,
The ones that don't
Yeah.
that aren't like active but just are decorative.
yeah, it'll follow behind you.
do you want to roll for that?
If I can make it think I'm its mommy.
Mm-hmm. It has to
Yes.
imprint on somebody.
Does it though? What am I rolling?
Animal handling?
Oh, okay. 25.
Are you
Wow.
coming out of stealth?
No, I'm like pss, 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 pss at it.
So how do you mother your way into this little baby Odiog's life?
I pull some random items from my pouches. And let's see, I come across a wish stone.
Oh,
It has a silver glow. I hear a gruff feminine voice saying, "I wish I had I wish I had a human body," is what this says. And I like try to tempt the Odiug over with it.
sure. You can't tell where its eyes are, but this like eyeless face seems to be kind of following it like a cat.
Okay, and I drop it on the ground for it.
Okay, so you're like right up there next to it while you do this?
While avoiding any of the other eggs.
Sure. Well, as you're doing this, 4 more of them start to hatch, and you see more of these tentacles lapping out, kind of surrounding Zay for everybody else who's watching. So whatever that means to you, you start to hear a cracking sound kind of filling this chamber as like all 20 of these eggs start to hatch in unison as if they were all laid at the same time. He seems peaceful, though. He's just watching Zay. Seems into it.
I begrudgingly, from my pockets, produce a wrapped up half of a Reuben sandwich that I'd snagged, and I offer it to Zay to feed to her little charge.
Covered in mud.
And mustard. Horseradish.
I'm in my 35 stealth, like moving to the opposite side of the room.
You're already through, yeah.
The direction
but-
we were headed, getting
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm with Lork.
I start, while being still aware, I back up towards the direction we're trying to go in, just
Sure,
trying
sure.
to lure the one. And I pull out a guitar pick from the airship that we were on, and I lay that as a little trail for it.
Okay, it and all the other newborns all seem to start to like file in like ducks
Oh, no.
and just kind of trail behind you. And as ahead of you, you see the base of the tower. It's open. So you can see like the inside of this castle, like the Bailey, with like the excavation kind of beyond. You don't see any guards at the mouth of this tower base, but you're like in, and near the base of it on the outside, you see like a sort of the like the picked away at corpse of a big mama otyug, like the mama's been killed by the cultists. So that's where you're at, but you're in at this point.
Well, now I feel like we have to take care of all 20 of them.
Does it respond to the human food?
Eats it up.
How does it respond to the junk I'm throwing down?
Eats it up.
That's what I
So there's 20 of these and 20 Jolly Gents waiting on the outside of the...
15 Jolly Gents, 20 baby Otyugs.
Okay, there you go.
And maybe like 30 cultists, we said, inside the castle, at least on the upper level.
Saying, I think we've found responsible homes for all of these.
We could give each Jolly Gent a baby Otyug and feed each of them one of the cultists.
Yeah.
Like the numbers almost align perfectly.
This is going to be a foster fail.
Yeah.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck. Just a reminder that our next live show is coming up on Saturday, July 13th. We are back at the Teatro Zuccone, 222 East Superior Street in downtown Duluth. Doors open at 6:30 p.m., show starts at 7, and there's still no cost for entry. Come on down, grab yourself a seat, get a drink, and support the arts while you watch grown adults blame math rocks for their poor decision-making. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2024 recipient of a Creative Individuals Grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Thank you to Leland Campana for use of his song Invernum is our theme song. Thank you to the Teatro Zuccone, Mary Fox, and Jody Chiava for their support. And once again, thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.
Why 3 of them? Yeah.
Do we have any magic that would mess up the pump? Could we do counterspell on the pump? Could we
Dispel magic.
dispel magic the
dispel
pump?
magic.
Shatter.
I can shatter
The
that
old
pump.
standbys.
I have a rapier.
I can call it names.
It would be interesting to see.
Yep, I would like
Swoj
that.
discussed his
I
tactics.
want the pump to have disadvantage because it feels bad about itself, like I do most of the time.
This is why you leave me alone.
Yeah,
You feel like a disadvantaged pump?
I'm a disadvantaged pump. No one take that Instagram account.
That's your Duluth doll's name.
Disadvantaged pump.